Hi everybody, it's Honest John again. Now, when I was a kid in the 1950s, Hollywood made a lot of Western movies. Nowadays, they're pretty rare. But many of the plots of the old Westerns can be found in today's fantasy and sci-fi movies. And Native Americans can kind of be looked at as the aliens of the Western movies. They were depicted as savages, and not the noble kind. They ran around yelling and attacking people, and those people were, of course, the peaceful white settlers. And of course, those Native Americans, or Injuns as they were called, did a lot of scalping. But it wasn't the Native Americans who began the practice of scalping. It was the white people. Those peaceful white settlers, in fact, were paid to go out and kill Injuns. And the way they proved that they had done their killing was by scalping the poor souls that they killed and turning in those scalps to get paid. So it was white people who started the practice of scalping and who did the most of it. And yet they called the natives savages. Now those scalps were known as redskins. And that term later became a racial slur that was applied to all Native Americans. And it was never a compliment. Flash forward to today, and we have a football team that uses that term as its name, as its team name. Now that term has only two meanings in American history. Proof that a Native American was dead, or a racial slur, meaning something less than human that ought to be killed. It has never had any other meaning. It does not mean brave, proud warrior, or man of dignity, or hero, or anything like that. But Dan Snyder, the owner of the team that bears that name, says it's not a racial slur, and that he will never, capital letters, change the name of the team. The man is so arrogant and ignorant that he thinks just by him saying it's not a racial slur, that makes it not a racial slur. That he can, with a word, make the historical record irrelevant. And doesn't that combination of arrogance and ignorance just fit the picture that we have in our minds of the 1%? Wasn't it that same combination of arrogance and ignorance that prompted the same people who brought down the economy and harmed so many people to demand bonuses for their shoddy work? Isn't it that same arrogance and ignorance that leads them to fight every effort to make them pay their fair share of taxes, or to pay their workers a fair and living wage, and to whine that they are victims of prejudice? They claim that there is an anti-rich bias here in America. What they fail to understand is that people are not mad at them for being rich. People are mad at them because they have been harmed by them. And not just that. We're even madder because they refuse to change. Because they insist that they have the right to continue to do the very things that did so much damage. Just as Daniel Snyder continues to insist that he has the right to use this racial slur to make a profit. I hope that one day we will see Daniel Snyder's bloody scalp hanging from the rafters of the football stadium. Thanks for listening.